Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome to my Africa Pack DLC kind of overview, review, whatever you want to call it. Huge thank you to Frontier for allowing me early access to check it out. And yeah, we're going to check out everything in the DLC as well as the free 1.6 update. So even if you don't get the DLC, you still get all the updates that are in the 1.6 update. But first, let's check out the animals in the DLC, because I know that's what you guys want to see. I made myself a little mini zoo here showcasing the animals, as well as like a handful of like the new building pieces. This is a pre-built little entrance arch, and I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, let's go over here. And first up, we have the southern white rhinoceros, and super cool that we have another rhinoceros in the game now. And these guys just look so good. Look at them. I love that, man. The details on the animals is just so good. Like seeing like all the little fur around their ears and stuff, and like just the wrinkles of their skin, and oh, they look so good. And oh, it must be nap time. I understand we're in the desert. It's probably pretty hot. Our other rhino friend is here in the shade. I guess they're in the shade too. Yeah, this is the southern white rhinoceros, and I'm thrilled to see them. Again, they just look so good. Sounds, as always, are just fantastic. And you've probably also noticed there's some new plants and foliage as well, which we'll get in, including this sausage tree here, which literally looks like it just has sausages growing on it. But we'll take a look at some of those. All the trees in this little mini zoo are either from the DLC or the free update. Here we have the sacred scarab beetle. And let's see if we can't find where these guys are. There's a big old pile of dung, because that's what they love. And they kind of roll it up and roll it around in like little balls of dung. They're really small, and they can be hard to spot. There we are. There's one of the beetles. And it's hard to get in like real close to the small bugs and everything. But also, again, they just look really good. See him moving around. He's like, what are you looking at? Leave me alone. Here we have the fennec fox, and these guys are so teeny tiny, and they're just adorable and super fun to watch. There is a new enrichment item here, which is this little log that they can run through, and they'll actually like poke their heads through the like little holes there. The meerkats can use this as well. The filters on this indicate that only the fox and the meerkats can use it. I haven't tested it. I don't know if there's any other, when I'm thinking about it, any other animals as small as those that could fit inside there. But if there is, that'd be interesting to see. There's also this really fun new tennis ball enrichment item, which is a lot of fun. Seeing them like bounce it around and everything. I don't know, see if any of them will come over and play with it, but it's always fun watching them play. Any of the animals play with the enrichment items, but man, these guys, they run around so fast. Like, look, all they do is just run around. Look at them. They don't even know where they're running. They're going somewhere. They don't know where, but it's somewhere. I want to see. Ooh, he might be eyeballing the tennis ball. Might be there it is. Is he gonna get it again? Oh, I guess he lost interest. But that's the foxes. They're super cute and adorable and really tiny. I mean, if you think the size of like this tennis ball, they're not much bigger than the size of a tennis ball. Look at that. Look at that. See, he came up running just just because he knew I was trying to compare them. And then moving over here, we have the meerkats. I also, they do get an enrichment bonus if you share, if they share a habitat with the aardvark. So I just went ahead and put some aardvarks in here as well. But here are the meerkats. Look at them, they're so tiny. This dude might be going to bed. He's headed towards their home, but they're just super small and tiny and cute. And yes, they do dig. They dig little holes in the ground. You can see one right there that they will actually dig in, and they will pop their little heads out, and then they'll like pop out somewhere else. It is hard to find to like kind of catch them digging because it's really fast. They dig pretty quickly, and once they start digging, they get into the hole like really quickly. And you don't know where they're gonna pop out because they could just pop out anywhere. They don't usually, at least I haven't seen yet, pop out of the same hole that they initially dug. The cool thing about these guys too is they use like they'll have like sentries, and some of them will stand up like you just saw, and they'll kind of be like lookouts for the other meerkats in their pack, which is super cool. I don't imagine that there's any dangers here, so they're probably okay, but they still do it. Also playing with the water jets. Look at them. Oh, it's so fun watching them, isn't it? See if we can catch one going through one of the tunnels. Oh, and here I just spotted this guy. I had to pause the game real quick because, like I said, they dig really fast. But here's a guy, he just started digging this tunnel. So there's the digging animation. And then where is he gonna pop up? We don't really know. It'll probably be in the same area. I don't feel like they're usually too far away. Oh, there we go. See? He's popping his little head up. So, there you go. It's a new digging mechanic in the game. There's no like requirements, you know, like with the swimming mechanic, you have to have like a certain depth and all that stuff. And like the animals that can swim have there's another guy digging, have a you know, they have to have a certain amount of swimming space. There's no like digging space requirement. You don't have to use a certain kind of terrain. You know, there's no like, I don't know how they would do a depth, but there's no like depth requirement or anything like that. So they just put them in the habitat and they'll dig around. It's so cool. Here's a guy about to go exploring in this tunnel. You can see like he looks through there, pops his head up through there. I love how just like kind of bashful they almost look as they're going through it. They're like, oh, is it safe to come out? But yeah, there you go. That's the meerkats. So much fun. And then finally, I saved them for last because the penguins are my favorite. These are, of course, the African penguins. Much smaller than the king penguins, but still just as cute and adorable. I love it. Oh man, the models look so good. Like, look at them. We'll watch this guy swim around because to me, the swimming mechanic is still probably the best feature that's been added to the game. It's so much fun to watch the penguins swim around, especially because they're like the king penguins. They're like little torpedoes in the water. Let's see if this guy will actually dive down. Here we go. I had to, apparently the pillar I had down here was actually didn't give them enough diving space, but now they're good. And look at the dude swimming around. You can see the guests there. They're loving it too. It's always just, like I said, to me, it's so much fun watching them swim around. And I just thought this would be a cool place for the guests to watch them swim, because that's always the most fun thing. You know, we have this nice area up here, but you know, that's what people want to see, is the penguins swimming around, right? So there you go. That's the a little mini zoo I made with the new animals, 4 new animals, and of course an exhibit animal. I think it's a great new addition to the game. Unlike the last pack, this one does come with some new building pieces. So let's go ahead and dive into those. I've got everything kind of separated here nicely. Here, these are 2 interesting pieces. These are called emissive window panel, and there's 2 sizes. And the cool thing, also kind of weird thing about these is they're opaque on this side, and they're completely see-through on this side. But this is what they are. If you turn it nighttime, they're like little like glowing windows. So it kind of looks like, you know, there's light from the interior of the building coming in, or coming out rather. But they're still invisible on that side. It's not even like slightly transparent. They're just straight up invisible. So there you go. There they are on that side. Invisible, visible, invisible, visible. But they're pretty cool. I could definitely see using those as just like, you know, windows. But they're super thin, so that means they're really flexible as far as, you know, how you can decorate them and use other pieces around them to make really nice intricate windows. We've got lots of new like little statues and signs here. We've got this little Finnick Fox statue. We've got some penguins and meerkats. Got some more penguins over here. We've also got some new camel statues here. We've got this bigger fox and meerkat statue, as well as these 2 southern white rhinoceros statues. They're mirrored versions of each other. Another cool item are these tile pieces, which I think will have lots and lots of uses. I could definitely see these not only being like wall pieces, but like being used as custom flooring. And it goes all the way down to this teeny tiny piece. I suspect, you know, there were mosaics that were popular, like kind of like last summer, that you just saw a whole bunch of people making mosaics, mostly from like the little switches. Now I guarantee we're gonna start seeing new mosaics with this tiny tile piece. But those are really cool. We've also got some like plate pieces here, decorative plates, some new arches, of course a door, a facade for shops. We've got 3 new fence pieces, which look really good. I really like these. I like the almost like kind of, it's not really rusted, but just like aged like metal. Looks so good. We've got 2 new lights. We got a lamppost and we have this wall light. Both look really good. Love how those guys look. Also, this guy, you don't really see the detail until it's on, but that looks super good. We have some new ropes. Look at these guys. Look at these ropes. And not only do we have new ropes, but they're flexi color. There's 2 colors on each, so the orange and the white there both can be changed. There's this new little rope knot, as well as like a little tassel. I also really like these wood poles. I am going to be using these a lot, I can tell. We've got some new fountains here. Both are really nice. We also have other random detail pieces here. We've got like this nice little statue here. And then what I think is probably the best addition of, I would say, any DLC are all of these new plaster pieces. If you play the game enough, you know that the plaster pieces are probably the most versatile pieces in the whole game, especially the ones that are not on the grid. So we've got a whole bunch of new sizes. They are flexi color. All of these pieces here, these are non-grid pieces, and yeah, it's really I just know that this is going to open up building for a lot of people. So that's really cool. We also have these plaster pieces, which are on the grid, but they are just as nice. And then we've got some other random pieces here, all looking really good. Love the details on like these. Tell you, Frontier does so good with like the small little details. Like this is glass. Like, did you notice you can see through it? Like, that's glass. Same with these. Those are glass as well. Another group of probably going to be my new favorite pieces are these like lattice pieces here, as well as these beams. Because like, look, they're all like worn. That's so good. I love those little kinds of details. We also have like these different wood panels also like really worn. Look at that. You can see like the wood grain, even though they're like painted, you can still see the wood grain. They are flexi color. I think Frontier's finally caught on that we want everything to be flexi color. They already knew this from Planet Coaster. I don't know why we have so many pieces, like mostly in the base game, that are not flexi color. But it's good to see that like all of these pieces are all flexi color. There's also some like prefab buildings. So if you don't really like doing the building yourself and you just want to plop some stuff down, we've got some like new staff buildings here, which all look really good. Over here, we've got some more like just kind of shells, so you can put in like whatever kind of like a chief beef or whatever you'd like. Some nice little center pieces here. But yeah, all these pieces look really good, and it just shows you like some of the stuff you can do with all the new building pieces. So like, look at that like intricate tile work right there. Super cool. I did mention that there's new foliage. So these trees right here, these are part of the DLC. Some really nice, love these palm trees. And these guys here, these guys scare me. Look how spiny those are. And then these too, super spiny. They look like they would hurt. And then over here, these are part of the free update, which I don't honestly would say they're even better, especially this grass. Look at that grass. It's weird to be excited about grass in a video game, but it looks so good. And if we head over to, I use that quite extensively over here, like here in the rhinoceros, like this is all that grass, and it just looks so good. Use it different ways. Like here, I sunk it way down into the ground, so you just kind of get the tops of it. Then like up here, it's kind of more thick and tall. Yeah, we're gonna see lots of creators using that grass. One of the other new things in the 1.6 update are the Vista points right here. If you play Planet Coaster, you're probably familiar with these. You can select it, give it a destination, and the guests will they'll come here, they'll ooh and all over it, they'll take pictures. This might not have been the best place to put it because they're already coming over here to look at the habitat. But that's definitely I would say one of the most wanted features from Planet Coaster that we've been wanting in Planet Zoo. So happy to see that those brought in. You can also import custom audio into the game now. When the 1.5 update came with the billboards here, they did say they were working on the ability to import custom music and audio. So we finally have that. So just like with the billboards, you go here. If you put in your audio files into your user music folder here, you can select it and it'll play it. I don't have any at the moment, but definitely a very cool new feature. And of course, as speaking of music, as with all the DLCs, we also get some great new music, including, so we've got these 4 new songs here. I really like this one. So yeah, I feel like its music is always kind of looked over. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that all the DLCs always come with new music. So wanted to make sure that not only did we cover custom audio, but new music included in the game as well. Something else that's part of the 1.6 update right here is the habitat camera. Look at this guy. Again, super tiny, but the detail is amazing. So this is exactly what it says. You click on it, you do enter camera view, and bam, you have this super fancy web camera. It shows you which camera you're in, the date and time. I love like the little scan lines, just to sell the fact that this is a, you know, kind of low resolution webcam. But then the other thing you can do is click down here under camera effects. And so you can apply different options. You have camera light, vignette, and filter. The light doesn't work so much when we're in the daytime. You can do a vignette as well. So you can change all of those effects if you'd like. Make it a little bit brighter. And then there are the filters. So you have all of these cool new filters here. Some of my favorites are the Night Vision Green and the Tundra Dawn. So actually, let's exit out of this. We're going to make it nighttime because that's when I feel like they really shine, especially the Night Vision. So there's the, let's turn the camera light off. There's the Night Vision. I like it. You can still hear the guests, but it's kind of like a little fuzzy sounding. Okay, the Night Vision color one is actually pretty cool too. It's cool that it's nighttime, but it still gives you a color view. You also have the gray one. So some of these others look better in the daytime, like the Dawn, the Lush. That's the Warm. And the Breeze. So definitely a very cool feature. I also added that over here in our penguin habitat, like in their little bed area. There aren't any penguins in here at the moment, but you know, you could imagine like if this were a real zoo, this is probably where they would have the camera. They usually have them in like these you know, like in their little sleeping areas. That way you can get nice close-up shots of them. Yeah, definitely see lots of uses for that. Not only just for the purposes of the game, but actually as a content creator. Yeah, I foresee lots of cool stuff coming from the webcams. Some of the other things with the 1.6 update, animal trading changes have been updated. You can store up to 200, which is up from 50, so that's great. There's new Sandbox settings as well. So if you go into your settings, there's a new Sandbox tab. And some pretty cool stuff you can do here. One is you have different presets. You have not only these ones that these pre-made presets, but you can save your own. So if you have, I don't know, different Sandbox zoos and you have different settings for each one, you can just load that in. But this is all the same options that you're probably familiar with. We also have this new social welfare is new. So you can, you know, disable, you know, if you want them to make social groups, overcrowding, stress, fighting, all that stuff. Habitat welfare is also new, as well as the general welfare here. There's also new guest settings as well. So the enable guest fleeing down here. So if an animal escapes, your guests won't flee. They won't be afraid. They'll just not really care. They'll be like, oh, that lion escaped. That's cool. I'm not afraid. As well as the enable pickpockets and negative effects of facilities, which is pretty cool because that's one of the more kind of, I don't want to say annoying, but sometimes when you're just building for design and aesthetics, it's hard to make sure that your facilities are far enough away from the guests that they don't affect them. So now you don't really have to worry about that if you don't want to. You can just turn this off. The only thing I wish that they would kind of change, and maybe my brain is backwards for this, but I wish that this said disable, you know, instead of enable, and then it'd be disable with the check. So if it was checked, then animal defecation would be disabled, but rather it's enabled. So if this is checked, that means the animals are going to poop. If you uncheck it, that means the animals will not poop. So that's a little, maybe my brain is backwards, like I said, but I feel like I wish this was disable instead. But that's the only thing I have to say about that. We also had 3 new path types here, which you probably noticed as we were walking through the mini zoo, as well as some new benches and picnic tables, some trash bins. Love this umbrella here. Again, like the details, like look at it. Looks like you could actually like reach out and you could like tell what it's gonna feel like. I also really like the benches here. Again, using that kind of worn wood there. And then he's got the nice little canopy over there, so you get some shade while you're sitting down. So there you go. There is the our kind of overview of the Africa Pack DLC, as well as the free 1.6 update, which also I forgot to mention includes the deep diving mechanic has been added for the polar bears, grizzly bear, black bear, and the sun bears. So if you have any of those in your zoo, maybe you already have some water deep enough for them to go swimming. So yeah, here we can just check out the meerkats because they're just running around. This guy's going crazy. They're so darn cute. Look at him. Look at the fur. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this DLC. Are you excited about it? Are you not? Are you happy that we got building pieces with this pack? I know a lot of people didn't love the all animal pack. I love how this guy like puts his arms, he's like, you got it? We cool? Okay, we're cool. But I know some people weren't super happy with the all animal pack that didn't have any building pieces. So hopefully if you're one of those people, you're happy to see that we have some new building pieces, and not only new building pieces, but they're really, really good pieces. Like I said, especially those new plaster pieces, because there's just so much you can do with that. And we'll watch this guy go through the tunnel, and we'll leave it here. So yeah, as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I'd love to know what you think of the pack. And yeah, I'm 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.